blasting, billowing, bursting forth with the power of 10 billion butterfly sneezes.
I'm Tom Bain, and this is Wine, Money, and Song. If you're interested in wines and wanting to find out the best values, please subscribe. We are coming to the end of the year, 2023, and I've been getting a lot of responses from people who visit my channel, and they ask me, oh, what do you think about the Wine Spectator's 100 top wines? Oh, what do you think about James Suckling's top 100 wines? And so on and so forth. Well, you have to understand something. All those people are in the wine business, and they have advertisers to please. And what I mean by that is that it's not a coincidence that certain wines appear in certain top 100-point wines. And you know, it's a business. They take advertising, and they don't want to piss off their advertisers. So they want to be inclusive. So let me go over a few of the top 100. And I don't want to disparage any of them. They try a lot of wines. They're very talented tasters, very experienced, and it's not an easy job. And believe it or not, it's hard work. I can tell you it's hard work. And everyone has differences of opinion and difference in styles that they like. And at the end of this episode, I'm going to give you my 10 best wines. Not best wines. Most exciting wines that I tried and I thought were exciting. And it excited me so much that I want other people to try it and to open up their minds. Now, of course, I've had very expensive Bordeaux, Burgundies over the year, but I'm not going to throw those in because it just doesn't help the average wine drinker. And at Wine, Money, and Song, we're about value. So let's start with the Wine Spectator Top 100. Now, it was very California heavy, the Wine Spectator. First of all, they say they reviewed over 9,200 wines. And they have a big tasting board. And there's many tastings. And everyone writes down their opinion and they submit it. And someone in management compiles the scores and they put them in a certain order. So these ratings are not someone's, I like this the best, I like this the best. They taste the wines to get high marks, then they throw them all in a barrel, and there's an editorial team who decides what order they put them in. So it's not that one person's top wine, it's an editorial decision, how it's compiled. Now, the average price on the Wine Spectator Top 100 is $54. And the average score is 93 points on it. And $54 is a very moderate price. But the Wine Spectator did not pick a lot of really expensive wines. I think they limited it to $400. But I did see Dom Perignon Rosé at Wine 98 or 99, and that's about $450, but maybe they got a cheaper price. 20% were Italian wines, and it was but they were very California centric, as I said. And there were 4 2020 Bordeaux in the top 100. And 2020 was a great vintage in Bordeaux. And everyone's list, I would think, have 2020 Bordeaux in it for the best wines of the year. So on to the Wine Enthusiast that had 0 2020 Bordeaux. I find that hard to believe that there's wines $50 that are outstanding in 2020 Bordeaux. And they tried over 23,000 wines. for this list. And the average price was $56. And I found the Wine Enthusiast list very esoteric and very adventurous. Not really going after the big names. And it kind of whet my appetite a little to try some of those wines that I didn't know about. Then we go on to James Suckling. He tried 39,000 wines, his group. I wonder what the Wine Spectator was doing in 92, and they were doing 39,000. Is someone sleeping, not working? So 33% were French wines of Suckling, and he had a $400 limit on it. And he had 50 100-point wines. And he had 19, 20, 20 red Bordeaux. He had 19, 20, 20 Bordeaux on the list, which is very high. And the average price for his wines were $136 as compared to 54 and 56. So he's going after the high rollers. And the last one is Jeff Dunnick, 100. He spared no expense also. He had a lot of expensive wines, and he had 10, 20, 20 Bordeaux. So what I'm going to do now is, after telling you about that, is I'm going to give you my top 10 wines that I tasted in 2023. And they're not necessarily the greatest wines that I tasted, but they're the ones that really excited me and opened up my mind and really wanted me to learn more about certain wines, and shocked me that the wines were good and priced value-wise. As I said, WineMoney&Song's about value. Okay, we're going to lead off the hit parade with the first wine, which is a Côte d'Rhône, Chateau de Saint-Casimir, Les Deux et Bon. And it's $25 for the 2021. And they don't make bad wines, Saint Casimir. And this wine, when I had it, it's just a Côte d'Rhône. It's an estate bottled Côte d'Rhône. But the wine was so well made and just was so easy to drink and luscious and full of flavors of the Southern Rhone. And I was shocked for the value, $25. This wine was outstanding. And that's a good area to go to for great value, Southern Rhone. The second wine was a wine I had mentioned before. It's called Sandlands Contra Costa Red Table Wine from California. And this is a wine that's planted in sand. And very old vines. Very gnarly. And California wines are very jammy, very big, very alcoholic. These wines from Sandlands are not. This wine, the Red Table wine, which is a blend of 4 or 5 varietals, and some of them are old traditional ones that you don't see around anymore. And the wines are 12.5% alcohol, and I've tasted some of their other wines. They're very well made. And when's the last time you had an elegant, soft, very easy to drink California wine that had full flavors and was delicious? I think you should really look at Sandlands and just try some of their wines. They make a very good Chenin Blanc too. And the wine was like $25. It's hard to find. And if you want, you could buy it directly from the wineries, which what I done. So the third wine is a wine from Uruguay, and I've never had a wine from Uruguay before. And I looked at it on the shelf, and I go, well, it was Garzon Albarino Reserva from Uruguay, 2022, and it was like $16. Now, is this a great wine? No. But it's so easy to drink, so floral, so refreshing, and you could drink it anytime. You could drink it just sitting down in the afternoon with a very light fare, or just enjoying a very crisp and so easy to drink. And it's like white flowers. delicious. And you should try some of these wines from these new areas. The number 4 wine is an old favorite of mine, is Produttori di Barbaresco, the Normale. Now, I've had the 16 and the 18 recently, and they're all good, but we're waiting for the 19. This is $45. $45. And most Barbarescos are 60 to 80. And they make incredible, it's a co-op, and to me, it's my favorite Barbaresco producer, even though they're not expensive like Giacosa is and Gaia is. And if you get your hands on the 19 coming out soon, it's going to be below 50. Do it. The number 5 wine is the Hamilton Russell Pinot Noir from South Africa. And South African wine, they've been making wines for 300 years. So please, I found this wine very Burgundian. They pick these grapes at perfect ripeness, great balance, and to me, California Pinot Noirs do not have Burgundy type of characteristics. This wine does. So for around $30, dip your toe in the water. Dip your toe in the water. Number 6 is a wine that I mentioned before, Catina from Argentina, Le Consola Malbec, and it's from the area of Le Consola, and incredible wine for like 20 something bucks, and full flavored, ripe, round. The fruit is just outstanding, and anytime you put it on the table, it's going to be a hit. And for this money, you can't get, this gives you great bang for the buck. Number 7, Chateau Cantemerle 2009, an Omedac, 5th growth. I had the 15 about 6 months ago, and it was very good. But when I had the 2009, it blew me away. It blew me away. And it's a wine that's like $35, $40. The 2009 is ripe, seductive, and just knocked me off my socks. And you don't have to pay $100 a bottle for a really good Bordeaux. And you know, it was just delicious. Number 8. We're going to talk about the R. Lopez wines and a red and a white. Now, these aren't for wine novices. These wines are so deeply flavored, and they're made so differently than other wines, even Spanish wines. They spend a lot of time in wood, extended period times in wood, and you have to recalibrate your palate. And I'm going to recommend the 2011 Vigna Tondonia Reserva. Incredible wine. And it was just released. So they spend a good 10 years plus in barrel. And the flavors are, there's so much going on with it. The ripeness, you get the American oak that it's aged in. Very, very complex. And as I said, this isn't for wine beginners. And the white wine, Vigna Gravana, this is the 2014. I've had the 2014 and 15. And you're never going to taste white wine like this anywhere else. It is just so many flavors. So many flavors. And when you get a chance, these wines are, the red I got for around less than $40, and this is $45 to $50. So to finish up, I'm going to recommend 2 bottles of champagne from Charles Heidsieck. Now, champagnes are incredibly expensive. Now, to get a good champagne, $80, $90. I got these for around $50. This is the Charles Heidsieck Brut Reserve. which is about $5 less than the Rosé. This is the Rosé Reserve. And for these prices, the Brut Reserve is really rich. It's yeasty, and it's so well made. While the Rosé is alive and really has that deep Pinot cool fruit quality and very, very complex. These two are incredible for the price. Incredible for the price. So there are my 12 favorite wines. Not the best, the greatest, but the ones that really excited me and that I thought offered great value and I think people should taste.